happens after Krakoa is done, and how do we go back to school with the X-Men? Or do we even go back to school? Because it kind of sounds like some people are trying to make it so that we will never go back to school again. Welcome back, everybody. I've been wanting to talk about X-Men from the Ashes for a while. I've been really busy, but finally, I'm here to do it just before it's about to come out. Thank goodness. So we're going to be talking about the lineup. We're going to be talking about some of the things leading up to From the Ashes. And I'm also going to be looking at the Uncanny X-Men issue number 1 official trailer that just went up on Marvel the other day. So we'll be doing a little reaction to that and just discussing some of what's coming and my thoughts on it. Now, if you know me, you know that I've been a Krakoa fan for a long time, pretty much since day one, back since Dawn of X. I have been preaching to everyone that will listen to me to read the Krakoa comics. I really have loved the Krakoan era. So From the Ashes, when I initially heard about it, was a really devastating time to learn that Krakoa was ending. But also, all good things must come to an end, and I think that the Krakoan era had run its course, and in fact maybe ran a little too long for where it was going. But I digress. We are going to be talking about From the Ashes, and one of the things I do want to say is that I was surprised at how excited I actually am for From the Ashes to start. From the Ashes has had some really cool books that have been announced that I'm really interested in. There's some really cool creative teams that we're seeing come out of this, and so I'm going to be real with you. Although I am the person that would wear the Krakoa was for lovers shirt and mourn its loss desperately, I'm really excited for From the Ashes. Alright, let's start off by checking out the Uncanny X-Men official trailer, doing a reaction to that, and then we'll talk a bit more about the lineup. Dragon? Oh, interesting. What is happening? Uncanny X-Men, please. This is the book I'm actually the most excited for of the 3 X-Men books that we're getting. Because it's going to be Gail Simone. Also Rogue. Ooh, people going into the mansion. Inmate X. Oh. In a new home. Hey! I'm so excited to be as well in Louisiana. Yes! David Marquez. Whoa, what was going on with that? Is that Mojo? Who was that? All right, a lot to go off of there. This is true. It is coming in August. It looks really interesting though, and the fact that also there's a dragon, I'm like, what is happening? I want to know. I'm gonna have to get it in August. So that is the book that I'm the most excited for. I do think it's interesting that Uncanny X-Men has an official trailer, but X-Men hasn't gotten one, and X-Men is the first book that's going to be coming out. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm the most hyped for Uncanny though, so I'm excited at what we saw there. I love the whole idea of Rogue leading. I love the idea of them being based in Louisiana, and it seems like we're also maybe getting we're getting a solid team here actually. We're getting Nightcrawler, Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, and Wolverine. That's honestly such a fun team, and I feel like there's so much you can do in terms of everybody's relationships. I also just love Jubilee's look in this. I love everyone's look in this. Man, I'm so excited. So let's talk a little bit about the lineup. Now, something that's interesting is when they were talking about what this lineup was going to be like, there's been a conversation around the fact that each book is really supposed to feel very unique and very different from each other. And so it seems like, unlike what we were doing with Krakoa, where everything felt like it was very streamlined, especially in the beginning, this is actually going to feel very separate. And they've said that if you feel like there is a lack of cohesion there, that's on purpose. We want everything to feel unique, the idea being that they want to appeal to all X-Men fans, so no matter what your category is in terms of why you love the X-Men or what you love about the X-Men, there's going to be a book for you that specifically can speak to you. So it's going to be a very diverse group of books in terms of just different tones and things that they're doing, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about a lack of cohesion being intentional, but we'll see. I mean, I am loving Ultimate X-Men, and I feel like Ultimate X-Men is very different because it's part of the Ultimate line, and everything in Ultimate is kind of very different vibes, really something fresh. And I do like that book. I do love, with Peach Momoko, we get a very different look at X-Men. So I'm kind of hoping with the From the Ashes stuff, it's going to hit me in the same way of like, oh, they're doing something different from title to title, and I actually like the change of pace. So fingers crossed. So let's talk about the lineup that's coming up with the From the Ashes books. Now, one thing that I have done is I took a little look at X-Men From the Ashes, the Infinity comic series. I just scrolled through issue number 1 before this video, and I actually really liked it. I thought it's very intriguing and interesting, even though I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the way Scott and Jean are arguing with each other, but I'm a little bit behind on my Fall of X stuff, so maybe with the context of that, I'll like it more. But some of that felt a little bit not as in the characters, I guess. But I've only read issue 1. I think there's 4 issues that are out. If you don't know about the Infinity comics, they're available on the Marvel Unlimited app, and they are really fun. They're usually nice, short little reads, and you scroll through them. Which is different and I find very, very cool. So the X-Men From the Ashes comic is written by Alex Paknadel with art by Diogenes Nev. I think I'm saying that right. My apologies if I'm not. And I am intrigued to catch up on that. I also did read the end of X-Men 35 and how that leads into where we're going with From the Ashes. And I found some of the stuff that they were setting up there to also be interesting. I think the thing that stuck with me the most is everything that's going on with Xavier, which is fascinating. And also everything that's going on with Rogue and Gambit. I can't wait to see. Also, I feel like the stuff that's going on with Kitty is interesting because Kitty's supposed to be leading this new school, but it seems like she's kind of okay with just being a bartender, so I'm not sure where we're gonna go with that. I guess we'll see how she gets there and what happens with the school, because it also seems like we're building up this idea that the idea of the X-Men school is going to be turned into this terrible thing that I think humans are not going to want to let happen ever again. So how will that pan out? So in terms of the lineup, we have Free Comic Book Day 2024 Blood Hunt / X-Men issue number 1, written by Gail Simone and David Marquez. I feel like the Free Comic Book Day was the thing that made us all think that Gail Simone was going to be writing X-Men, and then that did end up being true. X-Men Era of Apocalypse 1 through 4, Steve Fox and Netho Diaz. That's already out as well, Era of Apocalypse. I really want to check out Era of Apocalypse. Actually, I think that's one that someone said I should check out, so I might be doing that for my next comic book stream that we do probably like next Wednesday. I'll try to give that one a read before then. Then we have X-Men, which is Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman. I'm super excited for that. Jed MacKay is so hot right now as a writer, and I just feel like what a cool person to pull into X-Men. I'm so excited to see what MacKay will do with that title. Also love Ryan Stegman's art, so that's a winner. Phoenix, Stephanie Phillips and Alessandro Miracolo, which I also really like Stephanie Phillips, and I really like Phoenix. So that is one that I'm thinking I might need to add to my pull and check out. We have NYX, or Nyx if you prefer, which is Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, and I know them primarily through Star Trek stuff that I've been reading that I've been obsessed with. So I'm really excited for that book. I already was excited because I just think it's so cool that we're bringing back NYX, and I'm excited to see what direction they're going to take that story in. And the art there is by Francesco Martorino. We've got X-Force, Jeffrey Thorne and Marcus Toe. Honestly, I'm not super excited by X-Force, but I've never really been a big X-Force person. So if you have any awesome X-Force runs or recommendations, or if there's something you're excited for in this X-Force comic, let me know if you think it's something that I should check out, because yeah, I'm just not particularly hyped about it, but You never know. You never know. Maybe they'll pull me in. I mean, who's in it here? Can I see? Forge, Deadpool, Rachel Summers, Betsy Braddock, Sage, Surge, and Tank are the team. Yeah, I'm not super excited about that. I do like Forge, I do like Deadpool, I do like Sage, but I'm just not hooked by it. We got Uncanny X-Men, which is Gail Simone and David Marquez. You already know how I feel about that. I already talked about that, but yeah, hyped, super hyped. Like I said, we did the trailer for it, so hyped. We have Avengers, which is interesting. But I guess that's because Storm is going to be on the Avengers, so that's included. So Jed McKay and Valerio Skitty are the two people that are working on that. And, you know, I might even get into Avengers just because of Blood Hunt, honestly. It's making me more intrigued about what's going on with the Avengers right now. We've got X Factor, which is Mark Russell and Bob Quinn. And X Factor, I'm kind of intrigued by because it is Angel, but also I'm a bit nervous because I do feel like Angel did have that giant size, and I heard that wasn't very good. Although, honestly, I haven't read it yet, so who knows? I might be into it. So for X Factor, we have Angel, Pyro, Frenzy, Feral, Havoc, and I think there's even going to be more people on this, so I don't know. It sounds kind of chaotic, but I'm here for Angel. I just want Angel to be cool again. That's my goal. We have Exceptional X-Men, which is Eve L. Ewing and Carmen Carnero. Eve L. Ewing is not related to Al Ewing, just FYI. And the Exceptional X-Men team is the one that is going to be featuring Emma Frost and Kate as leaders. And also on this team, we're going to have a lot of like younger mutants. So that's going to be like our school team. But also how we get into that school, I don't really know. We've got Wolverine by Saladin Ahmed and Martin Coccolo. My apologies if I'm saying Martin Coccolo. My apologies. I don't know how to say the accents. I'm trying. I am interested about Wolverine. I think bringing Saladin Ahmed in, I'm wondering if it's going to be maybe a bit more horror vibes. And I feel like that fits for where Wolverine is at, but also just fits for Wolverine in general in terms of that tone as a title. And then we have Storm, which is by Marua Oyedel and Lucas Wernick. And Storm, I'm also super here for, just because my girl Storm needs her own series. It's going to be a good time for Storm fans, man. Storm's going to be on the Avengers. Storm's going to have her own series. And it's ongoing like Phoenix. So I don't know. I don't know if I need to get both of those. It's going to hurt my wallet. It's going to hurt my wallet. I was excited for a new era because I thought there'd be less books that I'd want, and now it's like there might be more books that I want in this era. And then for limited series, we have Dazzler by Jason Liu and artist Rafael Loureiro. And if you know me, you know I'm a big Alison Blair fan, so I am here for Dazzler, even though it is only a mini, but I am hoping that maybe it'll lead into an ongoing, because I believe in Dazzler being able to hold her own book, but honestly, it depends on how you write it. It really depends. So Jason Liu, please smash it out of the park for me, because I'd really love just a nice kind of sort of slice of life, sort of like just wanting to be a singer out here, but also being a mutant and the everyday struggles that Dazzler deals with, while also often getting pulled into superhero stuff. I want more of that original series vibes, so we'll see if we get that or what we get. We have Sentinels, which is also super interesting, which is Alex Packnadel, who's also doing the Infinity comic that we have right now, and Justin Mason. And honestly, based on the Infinity, I'm pretty intrigued by Sentinels. I also just feel like what an interesting limited series, Sentinels, you know? We've got Mystique, which is by Declan Shalvey, and honestly, I'm also really here for the Mystique mini. I just love Mystique, and Shalvey is phenomenal. So that should be interesting, but we don't have that until October. And then that's it, I think. We have the Infinity comic that will be going on, and that's what we have so far. So Sentinels has a bunch of new characters in it, in case you were wondering. Each one scarred from earth-shattering superhero conflicts and upgraded with nanotechnology. A squad of soldiers they are tasked with apprehending dangerous mutants that threaten coexistence in Sentinels. Interesting. I feel like this could be really good, or it could be really lackluster, depending on what they do with it. But I'm intrigued. I'll probably check this one out. I don't know if I'm going to add it to my poll, but I'll probably at least keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on the pulse. Maybe collect this one digitally as opposed to physically. So that's kind of where we're at with all of these. Those are my takes on it. I'm mostly excited. I'm really excited for some series, and then some series I'm just like, we'll have to see. But there's nothing in here that I'm like, this looks awful. I guess the only thing that I'm really not vibing with is X Factor, and even then, I feel like it just depends. Like I said, I'm just not a big X Factor person, so maybe that book just isn't for me, but maybe they're going to do some really cool stuff with like Forge and Deadpool and Sage. Maybe I will get pulled into it. We'll see what happens. All right, friends, that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little breakdown of the series we're getting. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what you want to see me cover from this list, if there's anything you really want me to dive into. And I am personally really excited to just catch up with everything that we've had up to this point and talk to you about my thoughts on Fall of X. So stay tuned for that video, because that will be coming soon, and I am excited to discuss with you. Krakoa, it was a beautiful time, and then it ended, you know? All right, friends, that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay nerdy.